Azad Maidan for witnessing history.
No, I'm not at the VIP gate because media is not allowed outside the VIP gate. So which is why I'm at the gate where all the locals and several of the workers are allowed inside, which is where the media is allowed to report from outside. Of course, there is media entry from another gate to go inside. I am at gate number 3, which is not a VIP gate. VIP gate is completely fortified at this point. In the afternoon, I did, I was at the VIP gate. We did give some ground reports from there, but I will show you what is going on here. Of course, there is an issue with the network, but we'll try and get you as much visually as possible. Number of police personnel here have only increased over the last few hours. Of course, tons and tons of locals, thousands of people have been seen gathering inside, going inside, and tons of women, beneficiaries of Ladki Behan scheme, who I spoke to a couple of hours back and a few minutes back as well, speaking about how it has benefited them. So clearly, it was, one of the most mark schemes as far as Mahayuti is concerned, which in a way led to the victory, something that people believe. Let me just go across to... hello, you look like
Get hold of someone who you'll speak to. On your television screens is also the image of the man of the moment, Devendra Fadnavis, who will be sown in any moment now. He being greeted by his mother as he leaves his house, although his wife has already arrived at Azad Maidan for the swearing in. Go ahead, Radhika.
All right, so I have a Prime Minister Modi lookalike right here. So आप बताइए, आप swearing in ceremony के लिए आए हैं, अंदर जा रहे हैं?
अंदर जा रहे हैं अभी।
क्या कहना चाहेंगे सरकार के बारे में? नए सरकार?
नहीं, बहुत अच्छी बात है, बहुत अच्छी बात। बहुत हमारे
क्या है अच्छी
जनता नहीं, काम जो होता है ना, काम की दाम होता है। जो सरकारी काम कर रहे हैं ना, तो उसका ही बात हो रहा है ना। पब्लिक अभी आ गया कि पब्लिक हमारा काम कर रही है। मोदी के जो मिशन चल रहा है, जो विकास चल रहा है, वो चल रहा है। और जनता के भी दिल में लग रहा है, कि दिखाई भी दे रहा है ना कि मिशन चल रहा है।
So that's a PM Modi lookalike who's come to attend the swearing-in ceremony. But yes, we've been seeing a lot of traffic jam also. If I can just show you right outside the kind of security traffic of this grand swearing-in ceremony. We've not seen something like this for a long time. It is, in a way, culmination, or rather the get-together of the who's who of industry, of Bollywood, of politics for this grand swearing-in ceremony. Of course, it's unprecedented, the scale of this. Almost about 50,000 people in attendance, people from all walks of life, really. Look at the, number of women who are lining up here. I'll try and go across to some of them. क्या कहना चाहेंगे मैडम? आप अंदर जा रहे हैं, लाडकी बहन स्कीम के बारे में बताइए ना, आप लाइव पे हो।
मराठी नहीं आता है।
अच्छा, आप बताइए मैम, क्या कहना चाहेंगे?
नहीं, वो मेरे को नहीं।
आप मोदी जी को देखने आए हैं?
हाँ, मोदी को देखने आए। देखने का।
हाँ, बोलिए, आप मोदी जी को देखने आए हैं?
हाँ,
आप लाडकी बहन स्कीम के बारे में बताइए। आपको 1500 हर मंथ मिल रहा है?
हाँ, मिल रहे हैं।
हाँ, उसके बारे में बताइए।
क्या बताऊँ, मुझे इतना
आप खुश है वो स्कीम के बारे में?
यस यस।
हाँ मैम, खुश है। लाड़की बहन योजना के लिए हम खुश है, बट अभी इसके आगे भी मिलेगा तो और भी अच्छा है। उसकी वजह से हर एक लेडीज़ का प्रॉब्लम भी सॉल्व होता है और कुछ ना कुछ लेडीज़ करते रहती है, प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व होता है। बट सब अभी वेटिंग में है कि कभी मिलेगा 2100 रुपया, जल्द से जल्द मिले। लाड़की बहन योजना जिंदाबाद।
A lot of expectations from women here, and they are waiting for the increase that has been.
We'll try and connect with Radhika in just a bit. But Girish Kuber, senior journalist and editor of Lok Satta, is also with us. Aditi Fadnavis here in the studio as we watch those visuals come in straight, where from Bollywood to who's who of the political class, all in attendance. Girish Kuber, sir, as someone who has watched Maharashtra politics for decades, has any oath-taking ceremony been close to as grand as this, where there was Bollywood and also politicians?
Yeah, I mean, someone can take it as a coronation ceremony. It doesn't look like a swearing in of a democratically elected government which goes to people again every after 5 years. The way it is arranged, it looks like a grand show of someone who is crowned as an emperor. This is actually, I don't know how much it is show of strength and how much it is the need. I haven't seen such kind of an extravagant ceremony of a swearing in. I mean, though there has always been a tradition of in the recent past of having public functions, public place, the swearing in, like Prithviraj Chauhan also had in on Azad Maidan, the same place. Last government had it at Shivaji Park. But I think should it be this way? I mean, if you ask me, I think then what are the Raj Bhavans are for? The way it is conducted, it looks like, as I said, it's like a good grand spectacle, or to put it simply, tamasha, which everybody likes to enjoy. And I was watching those reactions. None of the characters we interviewed look like someone who is needy and part of requires that kind of a 1,500 rupees subsistence a month. So it's all good. A good show is a good show in politics as well, looks like.
Okay. I can see Madhuri Dixit arrive as well for the swearing-in ceremony. So this is more like a coronation ceremony, a word that has been used by Girish Kuber here, rather than a swearing-in ceremony. But the necessity of someone like the political necessity of Devendra Fadnavis in Maharashtra politics and his journey. He was a Bal Sevak associated with RSS from his childhood because of his background, and then corporator, then an MLA, then state BJP president, and then without becoming a minister, straight to the chief minister. It has been a rise and a phenomenal one.
I have to say that as popularity goes, there are other leaders who question his popularity in the BJP. But the fact is that all of them concede, including those who have been elected to the Lok Sabha from BJP, all of them concede that he is the only acceptable face in the BJP right now. So if it had not been Devendra Fadnavis, it could not have been anyone else. That much is clear. But here you can see the per capita, per meter wealth that is concentrated. It is quite staggering. Per meter of the area that this whole function, that whole pandal covers, there must be, like, I don't know, hundreds of thousands of crores of rupees occupying every meter of that space.
The who's who, the industrialists, the topmost industrialists of the country.
If you look at the net worth of the individuals who are present there, it is pretty staggering. All of India's wealth.
And the day began with that suspense, whether from the Shinde faction, whether it will be Eknath Shinde himself or someone else who will be sworn in. So you can see the chief ministers of BJP ruled states, from Bhupendra Patel to Yogi Adityanath to Pramod Sawant, and also Uttarakhand chief minister, all present there, because this is about the show of strength. It's a BJP-led alliance government, BJP-led Mahayuti government, which will be sworn in few minutes from now. So Girish Kuber, here is Mr. Devendra Fadnavis, who had famously said that he is a modern Abhimanyu, modern day Abhimanyu, who knows how to break the Chakravyuh.
Yeah, actually, and the interesting story to analyze is who had led the Chakravyuh. If you look at the history of Maharashtra's last two elections, in 2019, Maharashtra went to polls with Haryana. Outcome was the same in both places. BJP was ruling. It was like a hung assembly. BJP was short of majority. Devendra Fadnavis couldn't get any help from the center in 2019, whereas in Haryana, Mr. Amit Shah himself camped in Chandigarh and arranged and could get people defect to or support to BJP, and that's how Dushyant Chautala and the alliance government was formed. Whereas same Devendra Fadnavis was waiting for some assistance from Delhi, he wasn't provided. It was like more than a month. There was no government. He alone was trying to get into this alliance that didn't work. That is number one. Number two, in 2022, I mean, from there, what happened? Everybody knows. Uddhav Thackeray and Congress and NCP formed the government in 2022, when that government was dethroned thanks to Mahashakti help from Delhi, Devendra didn't want to get into the government. He was publicly pleading. He said it on record in the public, in press conference, that I will be outside the government. I will support the government from outside. And he was compelled to accept the deputy chief ministership under relatively rookie leader Eknath Shinde. So the question now is, who was laying trap or the condition
Okay, so who
Devendra had to
created
fight?
that Chakravyuh? But would you not say that, he displayed all the traits from
Absolutely.
patience to loyalty to sacrifice? I mean, never before in
Actually.
Indian political history have we seen a CM take oath as a deputy chief minister and then return as the chief minister.
Yeah, and in Maharashtra it never happened. He's the first one to be deputy and as well as the CM also. But more than that, what is interesting is that he worked so hard that he left no choice even to the high command to look for something else.
Yes, go ahead, Mr. Kuber.
Yeah, so what I was trying to tell, that he worked so hard last 5 years that he left no chance for the high command to look for someone else, like what they did in Madhya Pradesh and Rajasthan. There were attempts to look for some alternative, more amenable, more manageable from Delhi. They couldn't find, because the size of the mandate, and size of the mandate is just only for two reasons. Howsoever we may give credit to Ladki Bahina, it's for two reasons. The OBC organization, the mobilization, which was done here with the help of RSS and also the RSS. And RSS came in only for Devendra Fadnavis. So the man deserves full credit and a kind of patience, the tenacity to face the humiliation, whatever he did. It's absolutely remarkable, no doubt about it.
I mean,
and that's why I say
he may have been reluctant when he was sworn in as the deputy chief minister 2.5 years ago, taking oath as a number 2 in a government where he has worked as number 1, that swallowing that pride, and he is now returning with a far bigger mandate. But in 2014, when the BJP was first sworn in, even then he led the BJP to a victory of 122 in Maharashtra.
But he didn't have an easy time of that even in 2014.
Yes.
We do know that many others in his party were not happy with him. They were not cooperating with him. And Girishji knows better than me the kind of challenges he faced from within his own party. Not from the opposition, not from alliance partners, from his own party.
Okay, so Girish Kuber, when he faced those challenges in 2014 to now, this is a gap of good 10 years. Do you think most of those challenges have been neutralized or managed well?
Some of them have left the party, like Eknath Khadse, to name. Some of them have learned to live with, and more than that, Devendra also has evolved, evolved as a leader who can accommodate dissenting voices, who has learned to live with critics and opponents. That time, in 2013, he was made Maharashtra party president. And at the age of 44, he is the youngest after Sharad Pawar, who became chief minister at the age of 37 and a half in 1978. So at the age of 44, he obviously must have been more enthusiastic, more dynamic, and he behaved the way he behaved. And that also ruffled many feathers. So now he is more seasoned, more evolved, and more patient also. And there is a huge struggle. The man has changed in between this 10 years. It's a huge change. It's quite a transformation for Mr. Fadnavis.
Okay, tell me, sir, again as a close Maharashtra watcher, why do you think Eknath Shinde continued with that suspense? till the very last moment, till today, although the optics of the press conference yesterday was good enough to send a message that all's well in that alliance, but his party kept on signaling or sending that message that he's yet not decided, he's waiting for some calls from Delhi, from the BJP leadership.
Yeah, honestly speaking, there was no suspense. It's good entertainment for a while. It was very evident right from the day we met Shinde on the very same day. He said, with this kind of mandate, I have no choice but to accept the deputy CM-ship. Now the whole issue is about the portfolios. See, look at the man. Now the problem actually of all the three, the real challenge is for Mr. Eknath Shinde because he doesn't have a party. For the rest of the two, they have some kind of a tradition. Eknath Shinde was completely covered till he walked out of Shiv Sena. First it was Thackeray, then was the chief ministership. So he was under that kind of a, you can say, a protection. Now there is nothing. And the third part, which is extremely crucial for his survival, is that he is no longer needed. Not for the BJP, from the governance point of view, the support point of view, but politically also. It was not BJP's some kind of an affection for the man that made him the chief minister. The game was simple to break Shiv Sena and basically weaken Thackeray. That purpose has been achieved. So now this man has no role to play. And he is not someone like Ajit Pawar who knows finance and who will be happy in that kind of a ministry. He's a karyakarta. He knows how to arrange resources, how to get things done. Now there is nothing to be done now. And when you have a person like Devendra Fadnavis as your chief minister who knows a lot about administration, and when you lose control of the administration, he could successfully fortify his faction because of chief ministership. Now everything is open for, I won't say poaching at the moment, it won't happen. But those guys, those leaders who were with him, he couldn't fulfill their ministerial aspirations because BJP brought in Rashtrapati at the, for no reason. First was that jolt, and now he won't get a chief ministership, obviously, and he won't have his supporters in the cabinet. So what they will do? I mean, the man, it's really is lost. So that is the thing. He tried to bargain for some chota-mota portfolios and all that. There was nothing he could do anymore. There was nothing Ajit Pawar could do anymore. The size of the mandate is so huge. They have to be subservient to the BJP, and BJP knows that. They also knows that. In between was an effort to basically get their own pound of flesh. But I don't think they succeeded in that as well.
Okay, I'm coming to you in just a bit. Let me go straight to Radhika, who is joining us from Azad Maidan. Radhika, has the Prime Minister arrived in Mumbai?
No, he's yet to arrive. He will arrive any minute from now. But all the top NDA leaders have taken the stage. Chief ministers and several union ministers have taken over the dais at this point. Of course, this is a star-studded affair, no doubt, extraordinary, something unprecedented. We've not seen a swearing-in ceremony of this kind in a long time. This is also a befitting response by the Mahayuti. We know for a fact that the BJP in 2019 had felt betrayed. They thought that their mandate had been stolen, and then, of course, the events leading up to whatever it did in terms of Sena splits, NCP splits and realignments, and Mahayuti forming government. Of course, this is in a sense an identity battle of sorts, which has been won by the Sena as well as NCP, and a prestige battle as far as BJP is concerned. Once again, let me show you the scenes near one of the gates at Azad Maidan. We are having immense network trouble here. There are jammers all around as a result of VIP movement and as a result of the crowd as well. But here is the crowd that I can show you. A number of women, thousands of women, who were beneficiaries of Ladki Behan, who I did speak to a while ago, talking about the success of that particular scheme and how their families had been benefited. Let me go across to some of them. आप बताइए, आप अंदर जा रहे हैं, क्या कहना चाहेंगे?
कुछ नहीं, हमारे सरकार स्थापन हो रहा है, इसीलिए हम सब खुशी मनाने के लिए आए हैं।
हाँ, खुशी मनाने के लिए आई है, अच्छा हो गया है सब।
आपको क्या एक्सपेक्टेशंस है ये नए सरकार से?
नए सरकार से अभी हमको सब लेडीज लोग को आदर मांगता है, और लाड़की बहन की योजना बहुत ही अच्छी तरह से उन्होंने हमको दिया, इसीलिए ज़्यादा से वोट महिला ने ही ज़्यादा उनको दिया है।
और क्या क्या मांग है आपकी?
हमारी मांगे है कि जो अभी जो बंद किया करें, इससे न गरीब लोगों को बहुत मदद होती है। इससे गरीब महिलाएं ने न बहुत इसका अच्छे से फायदा किया है, जिससे
छोटा सा उद्योग उन्होंने ना उन पैसे से चालू किया। भाजी वाली रहे, कुछ ऐसा बर्तन काम करती है, वो लेडीज ने दूसरा एक उनका बिजनेस चालू किया, उससे चाय बनाने का रहे, कुछ भी रहे।
इस सरकार से महिला सक्षम हो चुकी है, और महिला सक्षमीकरण करने के लिए ये सरकार बहुत पॉजिटिव है, तो हम लोग इस सरकार की तरफ से ही है।
Thank you. So there you heard it. Women empowerment is something that is taking the center stage this time as far as, this oath-taking ceremony is concerned. Most of the women that I spoke to since morning talking about how their lives have changed. So, one can easily conclude that this scheme had been a game changer as far as Mahayuti is concerned. It really contributed to their victory also. But, most of them expecting the promises to be fulfilled as well in terms of the increase in that particular yojana from 1,500 to 2,100, and many other promises also been given in terms of scholarships
Visuals
for youth,
also coming in
jobs
now
for
of
youth,
Chandrababu
several
Naidu,
farmer-centric initiatives as well.
TDP chief,
So the
and
challenge
also
really-
Andhra chief minister being there on the dais. He is being welcomed with a lot of warmth by other leaders of the BJP, top union ministers, and also the chief ministers of BJP ruled states. I'll be cutting across to Anuj in just a bit, but Girish Kuber, a word from you on what is visibly a show of strength, no doubt. We are seeing the political class and the NDA also being sending a message that when it is about 22 CMs, it is about BJP and NDA ruled states, but they are coming under one umbrella. That is Chandrababu Naidu there. Mr. Kuber.
Yeah. No, I mean, I heard the comment about the industrialists. Please trust me, had there been the other formation in the power, 90% of the crowd would have been the same. So we shouldn't be going by the size of the crowd.
Eknath Shinde, Devendra Fadnavis have now arrived on the dais. We can see also the governor arrive. So that swearing in ceremony is going to begin in another few minutes. Eknath Shinde, Devendra Fadnavis, both of them greeting. Okay, so let's dip in and listen into the audio which is coming in from Azad Maidan. So Devendra Fadnavis, Eknath Shinde, Ajit Pawar, all of them are on the dais. Interestingly, they walked in together. The Mahayuti walks in together, the Fadnavis.
Yes, indeed, and I think this is the time to show a united front, because who knows what may be nibbled away from you if you don't show a united front. I think we were talking about the need for Eknath Shinde to reinvent himself and create a role for himself. I just wanted to ask Girish ji what he thinks might happen with Eknath Shinde, because the issue of Maratha reservation and the issue of Maratha pride, if you like to call it that, continues to be a simmering issue, a political issue in Maharashtra. So, and we know that Eknath Shinde was the one who was doing the outreach for the government.
To Jarange Patil.
Exactly. So, what is to stop Eknath Shinde from doing the same thing behind the back of the government? I am not sure.
Yeah, that's exactly is the fear now, because nothing can be done in Mumbai. Either it has to be in Parliament or in Supreme Court. And the way issue was handled, the problem was that ahead of 2019 election, it was Devendra Fadnavis who promised Maratha reservation, and that was again a statement, Brahmin announcing reservation for Marathas. You can imagine the reason. So now they couldn't fulfill it because obviously the 50% thing, the limit has been crossed. Now they will have to go back, and now Shinde will be now in a way. I mean,
Free
to put
from
it
the responsibility.
yeah, it's a jargonized thing, but he will be toothless now. He was never a tiger in the first place, but it will be toothless thing for him to handle it now, because when you don't have a chief ministership and home is not going to be with you, it will be difficult to fuel that fire
And
for
Girish
anyone
Kuber, a
now.
word on, Ajit Pawar as well. He has been sending a message that whatever decision BJP leadership takes, I will be following it completely. So has Mr. Shinde been. But a word on Ajit Pawar, do you think the legacy battle of NCP is settled, or the veteran war horse in Sharad Pawar could make a comeback as he has done in multiple times in the past? I mean, he is known for his surprises.
Yeah, see, Ajit Pawar, the problem is that there are so many skeletons in various leaders' cupboard. So he has to be part of the establishment. So legacy part comes little later. And NCP was a kind of a conglomerate of all winnable candidates. So as a party structure, it's just an offshoot of Congress, Genetically, if you look at, there is not much difference between the two. But now Ajit Pawar will have to be part of the government, because when you have cases, and none other than Prime Minister talking about 70,000 crore scam, and so there is no other way out for the man. And again, the stakes are so high in cooperative sugar mills, in dairy and banking. So there is no option for Ajit Dada Pawar. And again, it's a beauty, if you call it so. Whichever party be ruling in Maharashtra, Ajit Pawar has to be deputy CM. There is nothing much he can
Yes, and
do
he will
about.
be sworn in as the deputy chief minister for the 6th time.
Sixth
So I
time,
mean,
sixth
yes.
time, yeah.
So he is like a permanent deputy chief minister, whichever the government.
Yeah, he can't survive. He can't survive without
That's
being
his
on the right
political
side of the.
necessity, because if he has to
Yes,
survive in
absolutely.
politics, he has to be in power with the government of the day.
Yeah, that is what it is.
But Girish Kuber, what happens to his politics? I mean, this model aside, what now for him?
Ajit Dada, politics per se, there is nothing. There is nothing like any specific issue he had fought for. There is nothing like social engineering he was ever involved. He has always been, thanks to his uncle, always under the some kind of a government or some kind of a protection. I don't think there is much to Ajit Dada's power of politics. He will carry on as a NCP small wing. I mean, as long as Sharad Pawar is around, the legitimacy part, the way like it's with Thackeray, it won't come to him. But he will have to survive, and he will branch out in small way, and he will continue in Western Maharashtra. Other than that, the man doesn't have a presence. And coming back to swearing in, just a small point we should make. After this much fanfare, extravagant, it's such a huge show, we are going to have just only 3 ministers. So you can imagine the pulls and pressures within the alliance.
Yes, it will be only the chief minister and his 2 deputies. One is Eknath Shinde from the Shiva Sena, and the other one is Ajit Pawar from NCP, who will be sworn in. So for all the fanfare, it is about these 3.
Yeah, and these 3 then represent the most powerful men in Maharashtra.
Yes.
So they will be under pressure to demonstrate their power in various ways. And I suppose one manifestation of that will be the portfolios that they will be able to manage for their supporters. But of course, there's the other problem also, which is that given that you have a very loose, nebulous party, I'm talking about NCP as well as Shiv Sena now, given that you have a very loose, nebulous party, it doesn't do to create parallel power centers also. So you don't want to give an important portfolio to somebody who might do to you what you did to your
But
party
Aditi Fadnavis,
leaders.
it has taken 12 days since the results for this swearing-in ceremony. Now we do not know how many more days for other ministers to be sworn in.
We don't know, you're quite right. On the other hand, it's also true that it might happen sooner than you expect.
Yes.
Because internally these people must be thinking, I mean, that formula is already there. How many, in proportion to how many seats you won, how many ministerships you're going to have. The number of ministers is finite because of the law which limits ministers. There are other positions like directorships, etc., etc. I mean, so many things. But certainly, I mean, you don't want to create another power center which could become a threat to you in the future. At the same time, you need to have you need to represent your party, and you need to have enough people whom then you can order to do at your behest.
Yes, Girish Kuber, you know, the way the sitting arrangement has happened, and it's rather interesting. On one side is Mr. Eknath Shinde, and the CM and the Deputy Chief Minister to be sworn in are on the other side. So, you know, Eknath Shinde is sitting very differently, and in between that are two chairs, one of the governor, another one of the Prime Minister.
But it tells the real
power
story
play is also very clear in the sitting arrangement.
Yeah. And I mean, being from a party that has always enjoyed power, Ajit Dada was smart enough to announce his support, unconditional support to Devendra Fadnavis. And the way Eknath Shinde handled this issue, it doesn't say good about his leadership qualities, because the current BJP leadership doesn't like dissent. You know, they want only those who, the way Devendra Fadnavis accepted high command order to be deputy to Eknath Shinde. Eknath Shinde tried to flex his muscles, which was not going to help him in the long run. But now also he's totally isolated. And the real problem, it's an irony actually. You know, if Ajit Dada gets finance, then the story begins. You know, because Ajit Dada as a finance minister was the reason for Eknath Shinde's one of the reasons to get out of Thackeray, because when Ajit Dada was the finance minister, the main complaint was that he wasn't releasing funds for Shiv Sena leaders, and obviously that was Eknath Shinde. That was the reason he walked out of Thackeray's and formed an alliance with the BJP. Again, there Ajit Dada joined him, and the real tragedy will be Ajit Dada getting finance again.
We are cutting across to Azad Maidan, full frame now. The Prime Minister has arrived in Azad Maidan for the swearing in. That here he is, the man of the moment in many ways, clearly, Prime Minister Narendra Modi, with the Governor of Maharashtra, CP Radhakrishnan, who was appointed on 31st July 2024, 6 months ago only. Let's listen in to the audio that's coming in from the ground.
नमस्कार. शपथविधी कार्यक्रमाला सुरुवात होत असून माननीय पंतप्रधान महोदय, माननीय राज्यपाल महोदय, इतर सर्व मान्यवर यांच्या हार्दिक स्वागत आहे. आता सर्वांनी कृपया राष्ट्रगीत आणि राज्यगीत साठी उभा राहावे. राज्यगीत होईल. माननीय राज्यपाल महोदय, राज्याचे मुख्यमंत्री उपमुख्यमंत्री पदाचे तसेच गुप्ततेची शपथ घेण्यासाठी पदनिर्देशक माननीय मुख्यमंत्री, माननीय उपमुख्यमंत्री या ठिकाणी उपस्थित आहेत. त्यांना कृपया आपल्यासमोर शपथ घेण्याची परवानगी असावी. राज्याचे मुख्यमंत्री म्हणून शपथ घेतील श्री देवेंद्र सरिता गंगाधरराव फडणवीस.
मी देवेंद्र सरिता गंगाधरराव फडणवीस ईश्वर साक्ष शपथ घेतो की कायद्याद्वारे स्थापित झाले आहे अशा भारताच्या संविधानाबद्दल मी खरी श्रद्धा व निष्ठा बाळगेन. मी भारताची सार्वभौमता व एकात्मता उन्नत राखीन. मी महाराष्ट्र राज्याचा मुख्यमंत्री म्हणून माझी कामे निष्ठापूर्वक व सत्सद विवेक बुद्धीने पार पाडेल आणि संविधान व कायदा यानुसार सर्व तऱ्हेच्या लोकांना मी निर्भयपणे व निपक्षपातीपणे तसेच कोणाच्याही विषयी ममत्वभाव किंवा आकस न बाळगता न्याय वागणूक देईन. मी देवेंद्र सरिता गंगाधरराव फडणवीस ईश्वर साक्ष शपथ घेतो की महाराष्ट्र राज्याचा मुख्यमंत्री म्हणून माझ्या विचारार्थ आणली जाईल किंवा मला ज्ञात होईल अशी कोणतीही बाब असा मुख्यमंत्री म्हणून माझी कामे यथायोग्य पार पाडण्यासाठी आवश्यक असेल ते खेरीज करून एरवी मी कोणत्याही व्यक्तीला किंवा व्यक्तींना प्रत्यक्षपणे व अप्रत्यक्षपणे कळवणार नाही किंवा त्यांच्याकडे उघड करणार नाही.
माननीय राज्यपाल महोदय, माननीय मुख्यमंत्री यांना पुष्पगुच्छ देतील. यानंतर राज्याचे उपमुख्यमंत्री म्हणून शपथ घेतील श्री एकनाथ गंगूबाई संभाजी शिंदे.
हिंदू हृदय सम्राट बाळासाहेब ठाकरे यांना वंदन. गुरुवर्य धर्मवीर आनंद दिघे साहेबांचं स्मरण आणि देशाचे कर्तबगार आणि लोकप्रिय प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदीजी व देशाचे कणखर गृहमंत्री अमितभाई शाह यांच्या भक्कम पाठिंब्याने आशीर्वादाने तसेच राज्यातील 13 कोटी जनतेच्या आशीर्वादाने मी एकनाथ गंगूबाई संभाजी शिंदे ईश्वर साक्ष शपथ घेतो की कायद्याद्वारे स्थापित झाले आहे अशा भारताच्या संविधानाबद्दल मी खरी श्रद्धा व निष्ठा बाळगीन. मी भारताची सार्वभौमता व एकात्मता उन्नत राखीन. मी महाराष्ट्र राज्याचा उपमुख्यमंत्री म्हणून माझी कामे निष्ठापूर्वक व सत्सद विवेक बुद्धीने पार पाडीन आणि संविधान व कायदा यानुसार सर्व तऱ्हेच्या लोकांना मी निर्भयपणे व निष्पक्षपातीपणे तसेच कोणाच्याही विषयी ममत्वभाव किंवा आकस न बाळगता न्याय्य वागणूक देईन. मी एकनाथ गंगूबाई संभाजी शिंदे ईश्वर साक्ष शपथ घेतो की महाराष्ट्र राज्याचा उपमुख्यमंत्री म्हणून माझ्या विचारार्थ आणली जाईल किंवा मला ज्ञात होईल अशी कोणतीही बाब असा उपमुख्यमंत्री म्हणून माझी कामे यथायोग्य पार पाडण्यासाठी आवश्यक असेल ते खेरीज करून एरवी मी कोणत्याही व्यक्तीला किंवा व्यक्तींना प्रत्यक्षपणे व अप्रत्यक्षपणे कळवणार नाही किंवा त्यांच्याकडे उघड करणार नाही. धन्यवाद.
माननीय राज्यपाल महोदय, माननीय उपमुख्यमंत्री महोदय यांना पुष्पगुच्छ देतील. यानंतर राज्याचे उपमुख्यमंत्री म्हणून शपथ घेतील श्री अजित आशाताई अनंतराव पवार.
मी अजित आशाताई अनंतराव पवार गांभीर्यपूर्वक प्रतिज्ञा करतो की कायद्याद्वारे स्थापित झाले आहे अशा भारताच्या संविधानाबद्दल मी खरी श्रद्धा व निष्ठा बाळगीन. मी भारताची सार्वभौमता व एकात्मता उन्नत राखीन. मी महाराष्ट्र राज्याचा उपमुख्यमंत्री म्हणून माझी कामे निष्ठापूर्वक व सद विवेक बुद्धीने पार पाडीन आणि संविधान व कायदा यानुसार सर्व तऱ्हेच्या लोकांना मी निर्भयपणे व निपक्षपातीपणे तसेच कोणाच्याही विषयी महत्वभाव किंवा आकस न बाळगता न्याय वागणूक देईल. मी अजित आशाताई अनंतराव पवार गांभीर्यपूर्वक प्रतिज्ञा करतो की महाराष्ट्र राज्याचा उपमुख्यमंत्री म्हणून माझ्या विचारार्थ आणली जाईल किंवा मला ज्ञात होईल अशी कोणती बाब असा उपमुख्यमंत्री म्हणून माझी कामे यथायोग्य पार पाडण्यासाठी आवश्यक असेल ते खेरीज करून एरवी मी कोणत्याही व्यक्तीला किंवा व्यक्तींना प्रत्यक्षपणे वा अप्रत्यक्षपणे कळवणार नाही किंवा त्यांच्याकडे उघड करणार नाही.
माननीय राज्यपाल महोदय, माननीय उपमुख्यमंत्री महोदय यांना पुष्पगुच्छ देतील. माननीय राज्यपाल महोदय, आता ह्या शपथविधी कार्यक्रम पूर्ण झाला आहे. कृपया सर्वांनी राष्ट्रगीतासाठी उभे राहावे. जय हिंद, जय महाराष्ट्र.
Devendra Fadnavis, having been sworn in as the Chief Minister of Maharashtra for the third time. Prime Minister Modi and the entire Council of Ministers was in attendance for this history-making event. You can see that image now. Devendra Fadnavis and his two deputies in Eknath Shinde and Ajit Pawar are now in charge of Maharashtra. What will be the first cabinet decision will be watched out for. A brief chat there between Prime Minister Modi and his two key allies, Nitish Kumar and Chandrababu Naidu. But one thing which stood out certainly was Girish Kuber, a brief speech of sorts having been given by Eknath Shinde, where he said Hindu Hriday Samrat Bala Thackeray, and also spoke about Anand Dige, his mentor. And of course, Prime Minister Modi and Home Minister Amit Shah.
The list of all local leaders, then obviously he was part of unified Shiv Sena, so there was no earlier one, and now see this is actually breaking the tradition, not exactly happy way. There is no need to have such things, and see, look at the difference. Ajit Pawar, he stuck to the rule book, he followed it the way it should have been, and whereas Eknath Shinde tried to show his connect or praise for the Prime Minister, and obviously he had to mention Balasaheb Thackeray because this is what the thing he is trying to claim, and now having had to accept the Deputy Chief Ministership, that legacy issue will be in question. So he sees this movement and tried to show that he is the true heir to Mr. Balasaheb Thackeray. But I don't think it was needed, and it's going to add to any of his political strength or power.
Okay. What was your standout image, Aditi?
I think my standout image was the relaxed mien or the attitude of the governor. We have seen in Maharashtra governors being super active in the past.
Yes.
And
Mr. Koshyari in particular.
Mr. Koshyari in particular. And this governor is, I think, going to have a very, very easy time of it. There will be no challenges of any sort. No, it will be a bit like Anandiben Patel in UP or anybody else in one of the BJP ruled states. So I think he's in clover and he's looking forward to a happy time.
Yes, Mr. Radhakrishnan there, the governor of Maharashtra, he became Maharashtra. He was given additional charge of Maharashtra only in the month of July 2024. Before that, he was governor of Jharkhand. So certainly, as far as his tenure in Maharashtra, if he continues as governor, it will be an easy one, is what Aditi there is saying. But
governors play a very, very important part, you know.
Yes.
They can be asked to play a very important part.
Yes.
Politically,
Mr.
behind
Koshari
the scenes.
did. I mean, all that early morning swearing-in ceremonies.
And it wasn't just that, it was also the kind of statements he made, you know, the fact that he kept Prithviraj Chavan and other people hanging for membership of the Legislative Council. I think it was, you know, he just would not give assent to make him a member and so on. So governors become very, very important, and sometimes they can overreach themselves also. Of course, there are governors who play their hand so well that it propels them to the highest office, like the President of India currently, who played a very important card during her governorship of Jharkhand.
Yes, and how much will you read into the warmth with which Prime Minister Modi met Eknath Shinde after the swearing-in?
I think it's quite
normal. I mean, yes, no, it was not as much as with Ajit Pawar though.
I think he understands, you know, dukti rag par haath rakhna, ungli rakhna. He understands the pain of Eknath Shinde, so he was commiserating with that. It's easy to be warm
than to give the Chief Minister's chair.
Exactly.
Girish Kuber, you know, the task is cut out. The new cabinet will be sworn in, but yes, there is a government in Maharashtra finally after a gap of 12 days. Other ministers, we'll have to see that list. What will be the nature of portfolios? Long way to go. But for the moment, Devendra Fadnavis and his two deputies are there in charge of Maharashtra. You know, Mr. Fadnavis, from 2014 to 2019 in particular, managed to send a message that he was a man of good government, of good development. He was development oriented. You know, the coastal road that he emphasized on and other infrastructure projects. Do you think that will be the big highlight, because he'll be seen as investment friendly, affable, and someone who will be acceptable to Bollywood as much as to the industrialists?
Yeah, his task actually is cut out, because the biggest challenge Maharashtra is facing is that Maharashtra is no longer seen in the race, you know, like say Tamil Nadu or Andhra Pradesh or Karnataka or Gujarat. So Maharashtra is losing big time on industrial investment and infrastructure. Some of the projects, like what you mentioned, it was started by Prithviraj Chavan, Devendra Fadnavis continued and vigorously pursued those. The success of BJP at national level, be it, or at the state level, is in completion of the project and in their delivery mechanism. The coastal road project was envisaged by Prithviraj Chavan. It was his first idea to do it without toll. But the real issue now Devendra Fadnavis will be facing is the finances. So this Ladki Behna, no matter the size of the mandate and how people are happy and all that's fine. But it is something like 48,000 crore burden on the state exchequer. Eknath Shinde had promised it to take it to 2,100. It will be something like 60,000 crore when you have a 1 lakh crore deficit. Plus 9 lakh crore debt. So this is the real issue, and Devendra is fully aware of it, because he was the finance minister, one of the best finance minister in the recent past Maharashtra has had. So Devendra's task will be to bring Maharashtra into the race. In the perception game, Maharashtra has lost, thanks to last 2.5 years of politicking, and before that the COVID and the hodgepodge government. Maharashtra was not seen in the race. It was not seen competing for investment. Now he will have to create or recreate that image, and selling Maharashtra at the state level, at the national level and international level, will be extremely important, because two projects went to Gujarat under Devendra Fadnavis's nose. First was the International Finance Center, and the second project he personally was monitoring, the Vedanta Foxconn. So now he will have to actually deliver and showcase some big success, which last 5 years of political mess, Maharashtra missed out completely.
And in terms of stability, because when I was traveling Maharashtra before the polls, there was a lot of buzz around stability, that quest that people of Maharashtra had, that let there be a stable government now. They have seen enough of jod tod or back and forth which has happened between various political parties. Do you think stability will be ensured with this troika which is now in control of Maharashtra?
In the current situation, stability is not an issue. Even 2014 to 19, that was the most stable period Maharashtra has witnessed. 2004 to 2014, Congress NCP ruled. Again, there was a stability part. But now the problem is too much of mushrooming of political parties all over Maharashtra has given to use the word extortion. Why industry is not happy coming to Maharashtra? Because of this situation. Okay. There are too many local satraps, too many local deities to make peace with, and that is something Maharashtra is seriously facing in the recent past, especially last 10 years. Devendra will have to fix that mechanism because it's such a difficult thing. One of the large corporate from Maharashtra, it threatened to go out because of this thing, of political donations, So that is something Maharashtra will have to now set its house in order. And that will be Devendra's big task.
Okay.
I could not agree more, really. It's a very serious situation. The European Union companies have formed a lobbying organization. They have put their expansion plans in Maharashtra on hold. They are going out to other states. So it's a very serious situation and this cannot wait. This has to be done now. This extortion has to end now. Corruption has to end now.
So his task is cut out. The new government has been sworn in. This remains our top focus here on NDTV. Girish Kuber and Aditi Fadnavis, pleasure and thank you for your time so that you could have spent all the time explaining to us what was happening and of course then putting this entire story in context for our viewers. A quick break and then Ankit returns on the other side.
Introducing Vice 4K UHD Smart TV. Quantum Luminate gives more than 1 billion colors. Upscale your content resolution up to 4K. Enjoy your games with auto low latency mode. Watch your favorite movie with voice command.
Play my favorite movie.
Experience sound with Dolby Audio. Connect with your favorite apps and games on the Content Store. Powered by Web OS Hub. Connects with Apple devices. Unlimited family entertainment with Vice TV. Vice, the science of simple.
It's a web of frauds, calls, luring emails, threatening messages. Cyber frauds have cast their net wide and everyone is at risk. We track the victims, their horror stories as they get conned online, extorted and robbed of their hard-earned money. How to identify a cyber fraud and how to stay cyber safe. What are your options? Fraud.con, NDTV initiative for cyber safety. Only on NDTV 24/7. NDTV proudly upholds its legacy of trust and credibility. According to the prestigious Reuters Institute's Digital News Report 2024, NDTV is the top-most news platform in the country. Number one in both online and offline reach in India, beating all its competition. NDTV stands for trust.
I've been reporting on all issues big and small from Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, rest of South India, bringing you all the action, all that you need to know, all that you want to know.
The energy of Maximum City is infectious. I bring in that energy in our news coverage from financial capital Mumbai.
India's IT capital is always buzz. It's literally a city that never sleeps.
And I keep you ahead on all the Bengaluru buzz.
Covering from the southernmost part of India over the last 23 years, I bring in-depth and 360-degree coverage from the Dravidian heartland.
The land of Mishti is also known for its bitter politics. I have seen much water flow under the Howrah Bridge, covering Bengal in all its vivid colors.
New day, new show, a new experience. Start your day with the news, not views.
We bring you stories that matter
and impact your lives.
News that informs and keeps you ahead. From Maximum City, Mumbai,
to the seat of governance, Delhi,
NDTV brings to you the best breakfast show.
The Breakfast Show only on NDTV 24/7 every morning at 8 a.m.
In today's interconnected world, India's voice is more crucial than ever. When India speaks, the world listens. At NDTV World, we are that voice, bringing you intelligent and insightful news from India and beyond.
Hello and welcome to NDTV. I am Ankit Tyagi. Let's quickly take you to the top stories we are tracking at 6 p.m. Devendra Fadnavis takes oath as Maharashtra Chief Minister. Shinde, Pawar take oath as deputies. Prime Minister Modi, Home Minister Amit Shah attend the ceremony. Star-studded Maha swearing-in ceremony. Sachin Tendulkar, Ranbir Kapoor among the attendees. Supreme Court lifts GRAP 4 curbs in Delhi NCR. Ladies and gentlemen, the top focus after all the day now. Finally, Maharashtra has Chief Minister in place. Devendra Fadnavis took oath as the Chief Minister of Maharashtra for the third time after Mahayuti's landslide victory in the Assembly elections 2024. Mahayuti, the BJP-led alliance, in fact, includes Eknath Shinde and Ajit Pawar. Of the 288 seats, Mahayuti has secured 230 seats. BJP 132, Shiv Sena 57. Apart from Devendra Fadnavis, 2 deputies also took oath today. Devendra Fadnavis and Devendra Fadnavis Chief Minister, Eknath Shinde, Deputy Chief Minister, Ajit Pawar as the Deputy Chief Minister. All right, so the oath-taking ceremony is over, and now, of course, it will be the formation of the government, who, in fact, gets how many portfolios, which portfolios go where. All those things, ladies and gentlemen, will be now, ironed out. At this moment, let's go across to Mr. Sajjan Kumar, political analyst, who is joining us on this broadcast. We also will be going across to Rohit Chandravarkar, consulting editor of Free Press Journal, in a short while from now. But Sajjan Kumar, let me understand and start by asking you this. Devendra Fadnavis, the Chief Minister, of course, deputies have also taken oath, so suspense and all the drama over, at least as far as the allies are concerned. Now, the next important step is going to be the cabinet formation.
Yeah, precisely. And if you see, not only cabinet formation, also the crucial ministries with finance, be it urban development, be it Panchayati Raj, and cooperatives. Because in Maharashtra, that will have more traction than, say, the ministries like Home and others likewise. So this is one. Second, also, Devendra Fadnavis, he signifies a unique combination. One, he still has a minimum of 2 to 3 decades of career ahead. He is relatable to the youths. And we have seen then in Maharashtra, there are 6 Laghu Rashtra, be it Vidarbha, Marathwada, Pashchim, Konkan, Mumbai, Uttar. So earlier, people used to vote as per their sub-regional or sub-local identity. This time, they have voted as Maharashtrian. So that means there is a aspirational expectation. So he has a very tough task to balance between the aspirational index, which is about the middle class, which is about the corporate, but side by side, it is also about catering to the popular schemes which paid dividend among the women, among the rural gentries, farmers, etc. So he also has a tough task and very high expectation to fulfill. This is new. Third, you see the implication is that in Devendra Fadnavis now onward, this is at the regional level, it is a pan Maharashtra. Voting by every region has rewarded the BJP in particular and UT in general. But on the national level also, this is heralding a new era of politics, which is taking the politics away from the dominant caste community centric politics. And that is that's something we saw in Haryana also. So that why Maharashtra, the old grammar of politics is shattered. The new is yet to be formed. So we can say right now Devendra Fadnavis is symbolizing a politics of transition from old to new in Maharashtra. And therefore, the expected, and that is why I think we all knew that everybody will finally give in. But the fact that they took time, to come in, particularly Shinde, it shows that in the moment of transition, everyone is calculating their options, the best sort of placement that they can have for their own parties and ministers.
Right.
So in Fadnavis, we have both aspiration, but also some sort of, performance-centric anxiety, because there is a tough task that he has to fulfill.
Mr. Chandrawekar is with us at this moment. Sir, thank you for joining us. Let me start by asking you, the government formation was itself a challenge. 11 days it took for all the problems to be ironed out between the Mahayuti, even after such a massive victory. Now, that has happened. How do you see this Devendra Fadnavis 3.0, his third shot at being the chief minister, and what are the challenges that Devendra Fadnavis would be facing?
Well, to start with, Devendra Fadnavis has done phenomenally well in the sense that BJP has got numbers that they never got in Maharashtra earlier. So this time it is clear, Ankit, that they've got 132, which is the highest number, just about 13 seats short of clear majority for BJP. Of course, they have alliance partners, 2 alliance partners, so there is no question of them, searching for any independents or other candidates, etc., which was previously anticipated or predicted by some analysts. It is clear that, there is stability of government in Maharashtra, which the state needed badly after 3-4 years of instability, political instability. Devendra Fadnavis's role has been important because he has been the acceptable